In this video, we're debugging some C# code. The program will not launch. So if we click Start here, see loading and ready. You'll see this goes to orange and it stays orange, and we never have a box pop up, and we just have to stop. And so what I'm looking for is a reason why the code is not finding an endpoint, basically. So what we're going to do is we're going to set a breakpoint at this first part in the C# code. And then we're going to step into it, and we're going to go line by line looking for what the problem is. So we've continued on down through here. We jump to main window, gets through initialize component just fine. We set our URI sources. We go to our play game here. I'm going to step into that, so it jumps me down to my play game function, or it's not mine, it's a student's. And then we're going to continue on through, and as long as we keep continuing through the code, that's what we want. This one is not throwing an exception, but it is not reaching a point where it would display the window for you to begin playing the game. And so we get here, we've progressed down to here pretty nicely. This is my first thought. We hit a while loop, and my thought is, well, does the while loop finish? If the while loop does not finish, well, then yeah, it would not reach an endpoint. So down here in your watch variables, as you're debugging, you can add things down here. So one of mine that I've added is random num, which is right here. And then I've also added num matches, which is right here. So it's gonna go from 0 to 5. Random number is going to be something from 1 to 12. And then I can add, there's all these cards, card 1 through card 12, and you can add as many of them as you want. But basically, as we step through this, we set a random number. Down here we see the random number is 4, so it's going to jump to case 4. Case 4, if card 4 is equal to 0, then we're going to set card 4 equal to a number, increment the counter, and loop. Next random number down here is 1. So it jumps to case 1, it sets card 1, jumps down. My counter is now equal to 2 because I've set both, what were we at, card 1 and card 4. There's card 1 is equal to 1 and card 4 is equal to 1, so those two are the matches. And so since my counter is equal to 2, I'm going to increment my number of matches. You see that change down here, and then I'm going to reset my counter to 0 again. And we progress through again. And we keep looking, we just keep jumping. We go to case 11. So we see that my random number is 11. Now I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to change this to card 11, but you'll see card 11 did not change because we actually have a typo right here. Card 12 equals, card 12 equals. This loop will continue and continue and continue because case 11 never gets set, which means that we never increment the counter again. You get down to your last two, you match one of those, and then you never match the second one, which means counter never equals 2, which means we never increment num matches, which means we never get out of this while loop. So I'm going to stop the debugger here. I'm going to come down here to card 11 and change those two to card 11 like they should be. Do a Control-Shift-B to rebuild that. I'm going to come back up here and remove my breakpoint so that it doesn't stop processing. I'll hit start. And now we've got our box that pops up here. So hopefully that'll help you a little bit on debugging once again, and in particular, stepping through that while loop and looking for an inconsistency.